Hello Heritage Bay, Doug Brown, General Manager, Chief Operating Officer. Everyone is talking about the focus groups and the listen and learns and the master facilities plan. Well, that's what I'm here today to talk to you about and try to answer a lot of the questions that came out. And the results of those survey, which 198 of you, so almost 200 of the members participated in that, and that's a great sampling. But what we learned is there's a lot of questions that the membership has, and there's a lot of misinformation that's out there, and I want to try to educate everybody on that. But let's first start back of what is the process for putting together a master's facility plan? Well, we hire a professional, and that's GGA. There's a nationwide consultants that do this for a living. So the first part is the focus groups and the listen and learn sessions, of which many of you participated on. From that, there are results that we have, which those were sent out just the other night. So you have those in a video, plus you have the summaries of those. This is where we started to find out there's a lot of questions out there. But after the listen and learns, they put together a survey of the members and what they're doing right now. You're going to be receiving that survey around the 1st of March. That survey results, which we need all the membership, as many of the members as we possibly can to fill that out. That includes both of you if there's 2 of you in the household, because we know there's differing opinions there. So the results of that are really that's going to drive this entire process. The members, I want to make sure everybody gets this, the membership are the ones that make the decision on what we go forward with, when we go forward with it, and what they're willing to pay. So let's go into these major questions that came out of the sessions. And by the way, this all started in 2018. So the Long Range Planning Committee, which everyone knows is the LRPC, didn't just come up with this with management. In 2018, they started the Master Facilities Plan. A part of that was the results and the construction and this beautiful clubhouse cabana and everything you're working with right now, which was completed in 2021. In 2022, there was a survey by the LRPC. The results of that survey are what are driving the conceptuals and the other, let's call it phase of the project that we're putting forth. So conceptuals, I want to explain that. Literally, they were just concepts. We had deficiencies that I discovered when I got here, the team discovered, that was a part of the survey. There were enhancements that we still needed to do. So we put all that together with the engineers and the architect gave us the results. We priced those out, and that's what you had. They were just concepts. None of that was definitive. None of those are on the actual books to move forward with. There is no assessment that is coming out for that entire project. As I said earlier, the membership is who's going to drive that. So I want to take that off of the table. Talking about the concepts, I think it's important everybody understands. Let me talk about one of the major ones. I always refer to all of the rooms here as multi-purpose rooms. I'm going to refer to one as a room that everyone knows, the card room, which is also the library. When we looked at the deficiencies, we have many more executives and managers than you had when you first started this club many years ago. When you expand the club, you're going to have to expand the footprint on the management team to be able to handle all of your expectations and meeting and greeting those. So we have a lot more individuals here than we had in the beginning. All of us are sharing offices, so we need to expand that space. That was just one of the concepts, and it did go into what else we really need is storage. If you've ever been up to the multi-purpose room, aka the card room, you'll see we have to store things in there all the time, mostly tables and chairs, because there is no place for them. So that was just one of the concepts. If that were to be developed based on just the limited feedback I received, we would look to try to have a multi-purpose room up there that still is functional, as well as a storage and expanding the offices, or maybe moving the offices somewhere else. So that's what I mean about concepts. And there were multiple concepts, but none of those are definitive. The results of the survey that you're going to be receiving in March is what is going to guide it forward. Literally, that's going to guide the bus as we go forward. Other questions that came up. Why in the heck were we not considering the golf courses? That is our biggest asset, and it wasn't even a part of this. It wasn't even in the focus groups in consideration with the master facilities plan. Well, there's a major reason for that. That's a part of the reserves that we have here. In the reserve schedule, you have money being accumulated for the tangible assets you own, which is the golf course, which is the clubhouse, which is all the existent amenities and structure you have here. So you're actually paying for over time what the cost of the 3 golf courses are going to be when we start them in 2028, 29, and 30. So there isn't going to be an additional assessment for that because you're paying into that as you go. And there's also, let me talk about the funding. A lot of the questions were, well, when are we getting the assessment? I already said there is no assessment until you decide that. How are we going to pay for this? Where is this money going to be coming from? Are we all having to write a check? So let's talk about possible means of financing. So you have the reserves, so the reserves can be used for that. We have capital, which I call, it's like new capital, which you get from like transfer fees when homes are being purchased. Money can be used from each of those areas. I'm not a big fan of debt, but that is an option where we could go out to get debt, pending interest rates from the bank. And the last part of that would be a special assessment. That altogether would be what we would look at to be able to fund any type of major enhancements or capital projects that we would be doing here. So I know I've said a lot all at once, but those are the major parts that came out. Please understand the survey is what is most important here. This is going to allow us to move forward with what your desires are, and there'll be plenty of education along the way, plenty of open forums. Best way to contact me is utilize the email address at the club or through the website. I'll be glad to answer any questions that you may have. And I just want to re-emphasize, membership is driving this, so please take the time to fill out the survey when you get that in March. Thank you very much.